Oh no. Alright. Now we will proceed. So, you know I'm gonna hit you with it, Robbie. All of our practice games come down to this.
God damn it.
All the
the Dusk Noir ban. It's like he's not feeling the pain split. He wants all the pain to be on Roogaboo, the one, the only Robbie.
couldn't have said it better myself, Aaron.
Ooga booga, ooga booga.
If we take a look in the center while Robbie's finding out his ban, you'll see that 0-0 kind of looks like eyes, and the mouth in the middle is not happy with what it sees. Robbie coming in with the instant Hariyama ban.
Makes it a little bit worse.
You
Fuck
definitely
that
know
fat
that
man.
he really does not want to see Waba Fett Hariyama in the same game right now.
Oh man. This is just
Robbie,
exhilarating.
do you have anything you'd like to say to the people at home?
I just want to go ahead and throw out a preemptive apology to the world for what they're about to see.
Alright, apology has been denied, but we'll
Fuck.
take consideration.
I'm sorry, guys.
Alright, we got a Tyranitar ban. Probably a good choice. I would have banned Tyranitar too, because screw that character. And then a Samurott ban. I did not expect that one. I wonder why he'd want to ban Samurott. Other commentator who doesn't exist because Sam's not in call. Oh, and Chase comes out with the Krogunk ban. Because
Damn.
Sam missed 3 cross chops. That was just too good for Chase, and he had to get it out of here.
Sam missed 3 cross drops, and that was it for him.
Krogunk really showing the just power level that he has.
Oh man, I can't remember who I was gonna ban next. Oh yeah, since you banned the Tyranitar, I gotta throw that one in there.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Ho-Oh ban, a very fair ban, since whoever grabs Ho-Oh essentially has a great cleanup sweeper. After all, once you've lost your ability to set up, then Ho-Oh
Throw that one out there.
power of healing attacks. We got a Snorlax ban from Chase and a Wobbuffet ban from Robbie. Makes sense since Snorlax has the 1-2 combo with Yawn into Focus Punch. And we got the ban from Chase on Wobbuffet right after banning Hariyama because he does not want to see that belly drum 4 times defense special defense combo. We got the pick of the Decidueye from Chase, a very bold pick, kind of letting his strategy out. But we'll see what Robbie does with it.
Take a note from Ben's book and go with the first pick Torterra.
We got Torterra from Robbie.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what else. What else? What are we looking at here?
Song kind of clapping.
Now, I could go into start discussing what I think you guys would do, but that doesn't work if you aren't deafened, and it also isn't good because I'm the only one here and I don't know that much about this sheet. Man, if only Sam were in call, that'd be pretty cool.
Hey, Sam, join the call. I'm gonna add him. Cob Tops and the Typhlosion. Now that really makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, we see Chase is sneaking something, conniving.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh,
Hey,
he's
were you watching
here.
us? Or were you not watching our stream?
Oh.
I had it muted, but I was watching it. Yeah.
Oh, that's why, because we were telling you to get in here so you could co-commentate.
Oh no, I had it. Yeah, I had it muted. Oh, my bad.
Alright, because I don't know much about this sheet, and Chase and Robbie are about to mute because they're going at it.
You slightly overestimate how much I know about this sheet, but we're gonna have a ball anyway. So
Alright.
let's see.
I need the 2 contestants to please deafen while Robbie and I share our beliefs.
Yeah, let me just
What?
throw my headphones in the corner.
Yeah,
Alright. Oh god.
Honestly, I don't think that Hitler did all that much stuff. Okay, no, I'm playing.
Now, I understand what you're saying. You see, murder is okay, so long as you know how to do it.
As long as you get away with it. No. Oh man.
So we got the Decidueye, Kabutops, and Diflosion from Chase. Looks like he's trying to cover his bases with ground, fire, and grass, but he's not getting a water comp. We do have Gallade from Robbie's side. Now, if you don't know, in my last match, Gallade actually walled off my entire team. I ended up having to stall him out with Frostlass in order to get rid of him. So Gallade's definitely a great pick, so long as he has something to back it up. And then Robbie comes out with the Luxray with Volt Switch. Probably a great idea against people like Typhlosion. But Kabutops definitely is a counter to Luxray, so Robbie's going to have to look out for that. Sam, do you have any idea what they're doing?
Well, to me, it kind of looks like, judging by the bands here, right? Looking at column, what is that? What's Fiona from? She's in. I'm looking for it. The same one as Ho. I know that.
They're in column 3, Sam.
Column 3.
They're in group 3.
There it is. Okay. Man, am I blind or what? If I had to bet here, I'd be willing to say that Robbie hit it. Okay. Oh, that's a band. Okay. So, the question is, thoughts?
My thoughts, honestly, I'm not sure who's going to win. But I do know...
You handled that like a champ. Thank you.
But I know one thing, Sam. I know that it doesn't matter who wins because this is a best of 3. So it's not just a matter of this one, but what follows up. Now we see that Chase comes in with a Mighty Hydreigon. Hydreigon's actually a solid defense Pokemon since he's got a Steel type move, a Fire type move, and a Dragon type move. So that's going to cover Torterra, and thanks to his Blaziken, he should be able to, well, not his Blaziken, but his Magmortar and Samurott, he should have some defense against the Gallade, especially since Gallade is such a powerful physical attacker with Drain Punch. He's going to want to find something that can handle that.
Now this begs the question then, Aaron. Why did he ban 2 Pokemon that would be great counters to Robbie's team?
Well, it's really simple. He didn't like the idea that Robbie could pick those Pokemon. He was trying to bet against what Robbie was going to do. As you can see, for instance, he's banned Dusk Noir because, as stated previously, that Chase just does not like what Robbie does with Dusk Noir. Now, I can only imagine the same goes for Magmortar, Samurott, and Hydreigon.
Kind of confusing to hear that. We see Typhlosion picked, right? But still no real coverage for him, right? So let's say they can't hear us, right? Let's say hypothetically, okay? Robbie picks. Trying my best to follow. So they still have blue group open, okay? Let's say Robbie picks. So not banned. Good.
Looks like they're now going on to pick 3.
I see Marowak completely open. And looking at Chase's team right now, it kind of appears to me that Typhlosion is going to be the main source of damage, or at least a high contender.
I can see that.
A great answer from Robbie, I think.
Looks like Decidueye has basically been walled off by the majority of Robbie's team now.
Exactly. You got Weavile, it's going to shut it down. Luxray that can switch out.
Luxray can Volt Switch out while not taking much damage. And you have Torterra, who is naturally bulky against grass and ghosts.
So, all in all, things kind of a little interesting here for Robbie, for sure.
I will say that Gallade's got Drain Punch, and Chase hasn't answered that with Decidueye. So, if he needs to, he can always trade Decidueye in order to stop Gallade from restoring health.
I like that idea, but I'm kind of curious to see where Kabutops comes into play. So
That's a great question. I have no idea what they plan to do with Kabutops, but I'm excited to find out.
even if it's not ideal, Liquidate could be pretty helpful against a potential big ol' beefy Torterra or some other wall. Even if you only get 1 or 2 attacks in, you drop that defense stat 2 stages or so, that could very easily open up an opportunity for one of his other Pokemon to come in and get the kill. Although I don't think he's really too terribly worried about Torterra with Typhlosion. And Lugia, that's actually not a Pokemon we've seen a whole lot of in this tournament.
We did actually have Lugia banned in a few games ago. It was the first time he was ever picked or banned, and this is the first time he's been picked.
So
Lugia's seeing a lot of coverage today.
he's got an interesting move pool here. Extran, Sensory, Aeroblast, Calm Mind, and Dragon Breath. So he's got coverage for potentially the Torterra and the Gallade, but that still leaves 2 major threats in the form of Luxray and Weavile. So curious to see what his answer is there. Clearly you have Typhlosion that can answer the Weavile, but I guess he's hoping Aggron will be able to take care of Luxray, but I'm kind of curious to see how that works out. Aggron's not...
Something to note is that Weavile is not naturally tanky, so he is prone to being sent out to a one-shot, as we've seen previously. Which means that Robbie's going to have to be careful with how he uses that asset Weavile.
He could potentially get a really good setup going with a Group 6 Pokemon, Baton passing into Luxray, U-turning into Weavile, but we'll have to see what happens there. Actually, wait, does U-turn carry over the stats? I don't think it does.
U-turn does not carry over stats. It is bug-type full switch. And we got a Frostless ban and a Gothitelle ban, meaning they do not want these setup monsters that we've seen in previous games. Frostless is incredibly powerful when your team has a Pokemon who is an Ice type, such as Weavile, and Gothitelle is just really pretty much 100% pick or ban rate due to just how powerful that poison is. Poison, Heal Block, all of the moves that Gothitelle has, as well as Memento and Healing Wish, allow it to essentially wall off the enemy team while healing your own at the same time. It's also got a Fur Coat to make sure that all physical damage is halved against it.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that we see either a Shaman, a Minchino, or a Kyogre here from one of the teams at least.
You think you're Kyogre?
Kyogre. I think that Robbie would actually benefit quite well from that. The only answer that Chase would have for Kyogre would be his Decidueye, of course, but which would give him a pretty free setup, but we'll have to see where that goes.
No, Robbie
doesn't have a whole lot of
Robbie hasn't picked his 5th Pokemon before going into banning Stage 6 Pokemon.
Tapu Koko. Electric Terrain, very useful. Keeps everybody awake, which isn't an issue with either of these teams, but if I'm not mistaken.
So Robbie has neglected to place Omastar in the actual teams list, but he has picked Omastar to be his 6th Pokemon. Just want to put that out there.
Ah, okay.
There it is. Alright, so the teams are set. We have Decidueye, Kabutops, Typhlosion, Aggron, Lugia, and Tapu Koko on Chase's team, with Torterra, Gallade, Luxray, Weavile, Omastar, and Tapu Koko on Robbie's team. Alright.
It might be important to note that with Electric Terrain set, Flying-type Pokemon are grounded, which means that if Chase were to set Lugia in the middle of an Electric Terrain, Robbie's Torterra would be able to hit it with a Ground-type move, which could possibly come into play later, but we'll have to see.
That would be incredible, except unfortunately in this set, Torterra does not have any Ground-type moves, and I think Chase thought that through when he chose Tapu Koko.
I see.
But if you want my honest opinion, I think it's really up in the air who's going to win this game. We have two very talented people on the field here, and it looks like they're just getting ready for the match. Now, unfortunately, Chase does have control of the stream, so we are unable to actually direct you into the play, but I guarantee you they are currently creating their teams and starting a match together. Now, Robbie, what do you think is Chase's game plan here? He comes in with a strong Decidueye, and then layers it with Kabutops and Typhlosion. He has an Aggron support and Tapu Koko, but Tapu Koko is electric terrain. How do you think that would help his team?
Great question. Looking at both of these teams, it kind of the two Pokemon that stand out to me the most are clearly that Typhlosion and the Weavile. Not to forget about the Gallade in the back, but I think that a lot of this match is going to come down to whichever of those two Pokemon are fainted or knocked out first. That seems to be very important.
We've got the battle underway, folks, and we're about to see which Pokemon nowadays. I'm thinking Robbie's probably going to start with either Tapu Koko or Gallade, and I don't know who Chase is going to start out with. He's got quite the wild card team with a very interesting, supportive Group 6 Pokemon.
Aggron or Kabutops, either way, very safe lead.
Yep.
Although having Ho-Oh raring to go, not Ho-Oh, Lugia, raring to go.
They did ban Ho-Oh, and that's a very understandable thing, since Ho-Oh is amazing with the ability to siphon health off of the enemy. It makes him really hard to deal with if you don't have any answer for him. So a really good ban on their part.
There's that Kabutops. I'm not too surprised to see the Torterra either.
We got
Really
Kabutops
solid wall.
Torterra openers. We see Robbie's name's Torterra Tree Glizzy. I don't know if you've seen what wild glizzies are, but they're very, very dangerous. I recommend you do not eat them.
Don't just bite into cattails, bro. Whatever you call them, whatever the actual name of those things are, dude.
The world's natural hot dogs. It's really up in the air what they are. We see Robbie setting up stealth spikes as Chase moves into Typhlosion. Games with Omastar being met by Buddy Slam as Chase expected that, but still being resisted, with Omastar now getting his speed boost at the cost of his defense.
The Stealth Rock's a pretty big problem for Chase right now because all his Typhlosion, Ho-Oh, and Tapu Koko will all take 12% of their health switching in alone. And
especially since Lugia is making his first debut, this is going to make it really hard, since every turn he switches in, he's taking a massive buffer to his HP bar.
Not good. And with no spinners on Chase's team, I don't believe.
We're now getting a spike setup from Chase. He is completely wanting to do a setup team comp, it appears, and is most likely looking for a simple sweep, mostly based on betting on Robbie switching out or getting one snowbally offensive.
Lucky Chant. Robbie's not going to take any risks with RNG here, which has been pretty unfortunate throughout the tournament for lots of players. Unfortunately, the Memento dropping special attack and not the base attack of Decidueye here, who's still going to have all of his offensive capabilities, and Robbie actually loses his huge Healing Wish play.
Yep. We saw the Spirit Shackles from the Decidueye, which actually prevented Robbie from switching out his Tapu Koko, which is probably for the best for Chase, since Robbie is the one with an electric type user in Luxray. So getting rid of that early is a great setup from Robbie's side.
But here we are, Aggron just switched in and is already down 30% health. That's a pretty big issue if you're looking from Chase's perspective here.
With Icicle Crash, it doesn't do much to Aggron, but he does get a defense boost to deal with Ice Weasel or Weavile. see what Chase is going to do with his Aggron here. Now, Aggron is resistant to Ice, thanks to being Steel type, so Robbie sees that and switches out to Gallade, probably sending a Drain Punch off, as it is super effective towards Aggron.
There we go. I thought that only... Oh. I thought you had to set Stealth Rock twice before it does 25% off to weak Pokemon. Ooh, regardless, big play for Robbie. Huge, huge turn. His Reflect's about to drop, but he was able to knock out the first Mon here, and is sitting behind the Reflect with a 2x attack raised Glade, and that's pretty scary looking for him. Chase's team, the best answer here might very well be Decidueye. Yep, there it is.
Chase does send out the Decidueye.
It's already missing a good 35% of its health though, which not the end of the world, but makes this very difficult. There's Luxray. Intimidate attack drop. Spirit Shackle. Doesn't do much to Luxray here, but Tapu Koko.
Looks like he's planning to keep Luxray in so he can switch and set up on him. Now, Decidueye is really good for whenever you have an answer to a Pokemon that's not on the field yet, so by setting up that Spirit Shackle, it gives Steel to really keep Luxray entangled in his own web. And Chase does have spikes to work with, so he only has a few times that he can switch out.
Now because Luxray is faster than Tapu Koko here. Yep. That makes sense. Decidueye, unfortunately, still takes those entry hazards after getting switched in.
Yep, Decidueye takes too much damage from the entry hazards, but he's going to take a massive drop from Crunch. However, he looks like Chase is planning to set up on top of Shocky Dog with probably 2 Swords Dances or a Solar Blade. However, actually, thanks to the Electric Terrain, he's actually able to get a 1-turn Solar Blade off and 1-shot the Shocky Dog. Now Robbie brings out Weavile in, probably planning to handle Decidueye, but Chase counters with Aggron, taking another 20% damage and an Icicle Shard. But Aggron does get his defense boost back, but I see Chase might just end up switching out again. Now something to note is that Weavile only has Dark and Ice-type moves, which means nothing he has is super effective against Aggron. However, he still does outspeed him, and there is the matter of Chase's Reflect soon wearing off. Robbie does switch out to Omastar and get hit by a missed Rock Slide. It really sucks for Chase, since that was probably one of his few ways out of the situation with his Aggron. And Reflect lasting 2 more turns on Chase's side.
Regardless of health bars, we still have 4 Pokemon backing each of these players, so it really could be anybody's game here. Curious to see what Chase does here. Robbie's really in the spot he wants to be in. Oh,
He sets up another Spikes. Chase is really going to have a hard time choosing his battles. He really can't just switch out Pokemon when he feels like. He has to be really careful about who he switches out and the reason for it, and the longevity of that Pokemon staying on the field. Otherwise, he can be met with a massive downfall in the form of Spikes and Stealth Rocks. And a 3rd Spikes comes out from Robbie, being hit with an Iron Head, but doesn't mean much to the Rocky Starfish, as Omastar can be switched out after setting up 3 Spikes.
now this is
Omastar does get a Scald on Aggron for max damage, killing Aggron immediately and sending out Chase's next Pokemon with how much health reduced from 3 Spikes and Stealth Rocks.
At this point, I wouldn't be too surprised if Decidueye comes out and just dies on entry. Yep, there it is. Now, the scary thing is, if Chase sends Lugia out here, he's probably looking to lose about 40% health, and that Pokemon hasn't been used yet this fight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, Lugia's defenses are way larger than they should be on entry. Kabutops having 62% of his health remaining after that. Even though he's reduced damage from Stealth Rock, he still takes the damage from Spikes. We get the Hydro Pump from Omastar. It is super effective on Kabutops. And then Lugia comes out losing 25% health immediately. And then the Hydro Pump to attack Lugia. Lugia's now down to 35%. Omastar takes an extra sensory, bringing him down to 15%, but stays strong with another Hydro Pump, wiping out another one of Chase's Pokemon.
It's just tragic that I choked on second half of draft, man.
Looks like Chase has lost the fight.
The spikes, man.
I
Best
didn't
setup
draft
right
the
there.
I didn't draft the spinner, which hurt me.
Yep, we saw that the spikes and the Stealth Rock from Robbie was most likely leading him to a win, as Chase didn't really have much he could do there. He had to find short and efficient answers, otherwise the longer the game went on, the lower his chances of winning became, due to that spike Stealth Rock setup.
Yeah, I fucking choked on the second half of draft. That's where it all went wrong.
Honestly, I was willing to let Decidueye one-shot somebody just to whittle his health down even more.
Seems like Robbie had his plans out in this entire game from the start. I was noting how Chase's team looked like it was more of a mixed match, a wild card team, wondering why he chose Tapu Koko into a team without any electric types.
Probably just
Electric
for the
terrain
reflect.
doesn't work with electric. It's just sleep immunity. Yeah, I chose it to negate Gallade and Weavile damage with Reflect, but
Unfortunately, the account for spikes and stealth rocks was not made.
yeah, no, I know who I should have drafted on that second go around, but
I would
yeah.
say that is the main reason that Chase ended up losing this match, was because he had no answer to a full setup team on the spikes and stealth rock. Otherwise, I could definitely see Chase having a chance due to the fact that really the bulk of that damage, what would you say, about 50% of the damage dealt that round was simply from spikes and stealth rocks, Sam?
I would agree. It was quite a lot. I mean, if you consider that Kabutops lost very nearly 40% of his health switching in, just from that one of those last turns.
And that hindered his ability. Go ahead.
I mean,
He might
honestly,
not
it was
have
just,
been one shot by Hydro Pump there, were it not for those spikes. So
it was just lay down the spikes, and then every time he tries to switch in for a better matchup, switch it back.
Yep, Robbie's
Yeah.
plan here was to reduce the health bars of everyone on Chase's team so he could get a pseudo sweep off, where Chase could simply not survive hits due to the entry requirements of those spikes and stealth rocks.
So who gets the KO on Decidueye?
Uh,
Or Torterra?
that's a good question.
I would say Torterra, because, or not Torterra, Omastar, because it was his spikes that
It was
And
Stealth Rocks
Stealth
and
Rocks, too.
Spikes.
I think
Yeah, but
Stealth
who-
Rock by itself would have done enough damage.
Do you think so?
It's like-
Actually, you know what? Yeah, he was pretty low.
Maybe? Oh no, I think it's only gonna do like 13%.
Sam, do you have Amazon Prime?
I do. What's up?
You should sub to Chase.
I don't have my sub up right now.
It's on T1.
Wow.
Actually,
Imagine-
it's on. It's probably
Imagine
on.
giving money to a streamer who already makes millions.
Dude, I don't even know where my Amazon Prime sub is at. I
If
tried
you're logged
using
on
it
there.
and it just wasn't.
Weird.
Like, I want to click subscribe free and it's just not.
I like the part where I wasn't even doing that to get the win. When I subbed to Chase, I just did it because I'm like, oh, I got a Prime sub, sure, why not? And then she's just like, okay, Aaron wins, and I'm like, oh, sick.
SMH, pay to win.
But we do have this being a 2 out of 3, so
Yeah.
I unmuted the stream for a little bit to listen to y'all's commentating, and it was fabulous. Y'all are doing a great job.
I'll have to listen back to it on the replay. My headphones were on my bed as I took a picture in Discord.
Robbie was cheating by listening to commentators speak. That is
I
what
wasn't listening to what y'all were saying. I was just listening to the delivery.
I could hear faint voices in the back of my room.
$5 to leak pictures of Chase's bed.
Wait a minute. It's unmade.
It was after Chase said GG in chat.
All right, Chase, I take pictures of your bed, but you have been given $5.
Yeah, Yeah. Okay. It's the run back.
Oh fuck, wrong one. Oops.
Are we definitely for draft again, or
Do what?
are we
Oh,
definitely for draft again,
I
or?
don't know.
I'll try that out, but we'll let you guys stick with the undeafened draft.
All right. Yeah, I remember my permabans fucking Pokemon.
We saw them come out with the early Ho-Oh ban, which I said was a good choice, as Ho-Oh can definitely dismantle teams post setup.
Honestly, dude, I just want to keep you from setting up, and that's all.
Yeah, I just did not play my draft well. I think I had a decent first half. I just threw it on the second half.
Sam.
Yes.
So I ended up getting the Razor Basilisk Ultimate, right?
Nice. Okay.
And this thing is pretty awesome. First off, I've had it on since and this is with its RGB all the way on.
I don't want to
It's at
seek the
30%
blade
lighting,
anymore.
but that's like still pretty freaking bright. Like there's very little difference between 30% and 100%. And I've had it on since like 6:30 or 7, and it's at 93%.
Holy crap, that's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, when you drafted Decidueye, I was like, I'm getting Weevil. It's happening.
So
And then you didn't
Slowly-
ban him on the second round, and I was like, oh, he just wants me to.
There are too many Pokemon I needed to ban, and I accidentally banned Samurott when you already banned it. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a man of my ban.
I saw that. That was funny.
Uh,
I didn't realize it at first either. I was just like going along with the draft, and then you banned Samurai.
and then you saw me type it, or
You said I'm a man of my bans, and I was like, okay. LOL. I don't know what that means.
no, I said wait, I banned Samurai XD. I'm a man of my bans.
All right, Robbie, you need to ban Samurott again, so he's forced to waste his ban.
I honestly think I'll ban Samurai anyways. It's not even because he's good either. It's just I have flashbacks to the one time where he literally 6-man swept my team with Samurai.
How did he do
And
that?
only Samurai.
How did he do that?
Because I let him get 2 sacred swords off.
You mean like how I let freaking J-Flex get 2 sacred swords off, and then he proceeded to switch out?
Yeah, that was probably the most confusing part of that whole match.
Robbie,
Do I wanna
I'm
ban him,
saying
though?
that I probably wouldn't be here today if Joe didn't forfeit the 3rd match.
I had faith in you, Aaron.
I had 0 faith. I was on the phone with Chase while driving home.
Joe was
talking about how
fucking
I
popping off.
definitely losing
Joe
this.
was going fucking sicko mode.
I swear to God, he was like studying or something.
Like, Chase, you were like, Joe doesn't know what he's doing. He only attacks.
I
I'm
didn't-
Like, you're underestimating the power of someone who has no idea how this game works.
Joe just like he was just playing dumb the whole time. I swear to God.
Alright, I'm gonna take that now.
Speaking of which, Robbie, Sam, after this 2v1, I do want to show you the last match between me and Joe.
Can't wait to see.
Oh.
Speaking of Razer products, Aaron, have you pre-ordered Project Hazel yet?
I know I have.
Wait, what? Project Hazel?
Yes.
Can't wait
Is it
to
It's a mask. It's an anime.
RGB mask.
It's an RGB mask with illumination so that your mouth can be seen even in the dark and allows you to show off your gamer style. It's got a built-in microphone and speaker combo that will allow your voice to be projected even through the mask, preventing you from sounding muffled, as many people do, as well as having built-in N95 filters. So that's pretty cool. Honestly,
Sam
meme
sponsor.
aside, I think it's kind of cool. The case the charging case that it comes with sterilizes it, which I think is pretty neat.
How much is it?
Sam, I'm
I
only
have
sponsored
no
by
idea.
Trin and Josh. I
I'm
can't.
What, Aaron?
If I can find out how much it is, I'll buy 2.
I see. The thing is, I'm willing to bet it's going to cost in the ballpark of like $150 or so.
I was thinking that too.
Wait.
So 1 for you, 1 for me.
Just drop the price of a Nintendo Switch on 2 face masks.
Wait, am I sponsored by Trin, Josh, and Robbie? Did you sponsor me on the first day? What?
You are sponsored by me.
Okay.
And verified on Twitter.
Sam, not gonna lie, I like this ultimate a bunch. This Basilisk is really nice not having a cord. And I might end up, like, within the next 2 or 4 weeks getting the Viper ultimate as well.
Woo!
I'm really not sure which one I
So
want.
why would you have both of them?
So the
What's your goal?
Basilisk is a 107 gram mouse
I'm
with
stuck
a
between two right
with
now.
a grip that is mostly, for me at least, it's mostly a palm grip. I can't
Uh-huh.
really fingertip it at all, and clawing it is hard to pick up and move around or whatever.
Okay.
But whenever I use my Mamba Elite, then I tend to claw grip this one a lot. Whenever I'm playing stuff that requires me to move the mouse a bunch, like Doom Eternal.
Gotcha.
And the Viper is lighter, wireless, because an issue I have with the Mamba Elite is just that the wire will snag.
I think I'll just save it for later in the draft.
And so the Viper will take care of that.
God damn it, Tico, leave me
And
alone.
it's just got like the best sensor, same sensor as the Basilisk. It's like, it's like a race car essentially. While the Basilisk is like a luxury
I
sports
don't
car.
know who I want.
Makes sense.
Now the real question is, Sam, what kind of mouse do you have right now?
Logitech G or Hero. What is it? G903.
Or is it the G503, G502? The G903 is ambidextrous. The G502 is the right-handed mouse.
It's the G502.
Ooh,
I always
do you have
mix
the,
up those.
do you have the wired one?
Wired. Yep.
Gotcha.
So very
That
nice
is the-
mouse. Very happy with it. I got the one with like white accents instead of being straight black
Ah,
by mistake, honestly. But I'm happy with it. I like it. The adjustable weight, pretty cool. I
Does you know
swear,
that-
not just an ad for LG. I'm just very happy with my mouse.
you're sponsored.
Yeah, why are you doing this on my stream sponsoring them?
No, so the cool thing is that like the Razer mouse, the Basilisk is actually after the LG 502 design. Now some people don't like it because they think Razer's copying it, but the way I kind of have seen it, because in my opinion, it would be copying if they made like a $30 mouse, made it plastic, or made it like cheap plastic, cheaply built, and just copied the design to say, hey, it looks like the G502, you should buy it, and just make a quick cash grab. But like with the extra lighting zones, the addition of a paddle, the new Razer sensor, and all the stuff they added to it, I see it more like, hey, this is a great mouse. What if we added our own twist to it and made it the best we could?
Mm-hmm.
Since if you'll actually look at a footprint of the G502 and the Basilisk, they are actually very, very similar.
Bro, wait, hold up. I really just blocked my. I just mentally blocked myself. I just.
We've got an early high dragon
I'm so
pick.
used to you banning him.
Jason's
I didn't
side.
even notice it.
Yeah, I saw you lock in for alligator. I'm like, wait a minute. That's
Genesect
big.
is one of my favorite Pokemon to see, especially just in general. Now,
Which one?
Genesect. I'm curious to see how he performs this game. I don't think we've seen too much Genesect yet.
I really like to grab
I
Genesis.
really like Genesect, but I just can't figure out how to make him work. I've looked at his moveset and I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with him. Because he's a special attacker, right? But a lot of his typing just seems like stuff that I don't really need. Or that it feels off, since grass typing, bug typing, and ice typing are all not amazing typings, but he has a ton of coverage with those moves. Yet it's just like, it's so spread out that it's hard to find out where he's supposed to fit in, besides the obvious just being a special attack sweeper. On top of that, Sam, didn't you say you got like, which keyboard did you get? Or did I hear you say you got the Huntsman?
Yes,
Did you get the one with the armrest?
I did. I got literally your keyboard. I went to your house, I used your keyboard, and I was like,
This
yeah,
is
I
the
like
one.
this.
Like, this is the one. Have you played with Synapse 3?
Not very much. I just kind of like set it to one color and I'm like, yeah, I like this. And then I went back in and I tried to like make it like send out a wave when I press keys. I never got to look quite right. So
Because I would kind of like to show you, like, you can do a ton of stuff with Synapse. Like, I have a very fun thing. Another cool thing is that on my mouse, I have a hypershift button that lets me actually switch between two lighting profiles, which is pretty hype. So I got my my warm night that you're used to seeing, where like it's orange and red with the blue scroll wheel and blue volume button and the green Razer logo. And then I have North Star, which makes it look just like this very
I don't like to lock that in.
RGB looking area. And we got the Guard of War lock-in from Chase. Very interesting.
I don't like how fast you lock that in at all.
Guard of War is a scary Pokemon. You never really think about it. You never really think about Gardevoir. You always have it in the back of your head.
Oh,
but
now here
then
comes
you're out
the
Gardevoir.
choice I didn't want to make.
Always got a plan for it.
I think I'm gonna go with
If I'm ever not sure who to ban, it's often Gardevoir. She can very easily wall off your team, especially if you're setting up with fighting or physical. Or special, I should say. I have been pulled off. Let me put it to you this way. You have Hariyama with maxed out attack, hitting with Force Palm, and it does not kill Gardevoir. So Sam, have you downloaded Factorio though?
I have not.
I want you to do that right now.
okay, yeah.
In the coming weeks, I will get there, dude. I don't know if I told you, but last time I was donating plasma, they screwed up like a lot, right? And I like rolled up my sleeve. And, like my arm's fine, right? It feels fine, but dude, the bruise is humongous, and it's kind of funny to like I'll show like my mom, and she's like, "Holy crap!" I'm just like, "Nah, you literally can't feel it." But
you know, I had a really freaky dream, and I've had this dream before.
Oh, that's the worst. Oh
Not the exact same dream, but the same theme. And the dream was like I had like these scabs on my arm, just all over, like, or these two massive ones that just built up over time. And I would like put stuff on them, and no big deal. You know, you put like lotion, or you put some medicine on it and lotion on it and whatever.
I got mine.
And
Still thinking.
what happened was it was on my the part between your bicep and tricep, the brachial, and right there was that, and there was one on the top of my forearms.
Oh no.
On my left arm. And I remember it was they both didn't hurt,
Alright,
but they were
I got
like,
mine.
to the point where any more and they would hurt. And I remember just one, like, eventually I just looked down at my left arm, and the brachial that had the scab on it, which was very large, it was like probably 3 inches long and 1 inch and 1 inch width, and it just started like coming apart, and there was eventually like a hole in my arm.
Yeah.
I was just freaking out. Oh my god, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
Oh, I'm not confident about this one.
It's not like, you know, you have that and you wake up, because I was just dealing with that for like a long time in the dream before I finally woke up. And and I felt it, man. It freaked me out.
I don't know what I was doing picking Lugia, man.
Dude, I would be able to direct this. My gosh.
I woke up and I was like, oh, it's just a dream. My arm is fine. And then I went back to sleep.
You got a pace of group 6?
In other news, Aaron, I've
You got a
been
pace of
playing
group
Grappa
Did you?
with like
You
on
didn't.
those guys.
It's on.
Do
Yeah,
you
mine
know the
on.
general concept of that game?
Wait, hold
Oh, I
on.
guess mine's not up
Visual
there.
novel,
Yeah.
and it's Does it have
Yeah.
dragon?
On stream,
control?
neither of ours are up.
Maybe the
On
third
the
one does,
page,
but not the
yours
first
is
or the second.
on stream. Yeah, I don't know what's
Basically,
wrong with
there's,
stream though.
Have you ever seen that bear that's like half black, half white?
Yeah, not
What's
in the anime.
this?
Well, no, like just images of it ever. Let me.
Yeah.
So
I just
that was
reloaded my
Monokuma. He's the guy
my
who like
page.
orchestrates the killing
guess I'll
game, right?
delete it and
Okay.
repost it.
Wait, why isn't it loading on this? The hell?
So we were playing the other night, and this is ordinarily Monokuma.
Open
Right?
this last
When a
sync
dead
version.
body is discovered and it's time for everybody to, you know,
Offline
convene
editing.
for a last trial, he'll go and get everyone, right?
Yep.
So everybody's just about ready for this trial, except for this one guy who's a member of the
I'll just
Yakuza.
fucking tell you
Okay.
I did. I
And
think Frost
Monokuma,
does.
we're like,
Oh, you did.
we're all
Okay.
here,
Yeah,
except
you
for that
did.
guy, and he goes, except for.
I don't get why this is
and
like.
turns into this.
Wait. Oh, it updated. Okay,
Nice.
that was
I
weird.
was not ready for that.
Here's my favorite part about that. So the top one has a belly.
Uh
The bottom one has a six-pack on
huh. On
top of the
top of
belly.
his belly.
Um,
So naturally, that led to this image. If I can scroll up far enough to find it, here it is. Copy image. Bam. This was the thing that followed.
I would like to go to that subway.
Imagine you walk into Subway and there's just one dude standing behind the counter, and he's really short, but like has more muscle mass than you will ever dream of having. Like,
Actually, what I like more is the idea that it is just this bear, but he will ask you just casually, "Hey, have you seen?" And then he will point out the name of the person who didn't show up.
do you know Fuyuhiko, leader of the Yakuza? Nothing in particular. Just I have some business with him.
He says that while he's making your sandwich.
He's just very aggressively like gripping your sandwich and like breaking apart the bread.
Hungry.
Like, he's
Oh,
tearing
I-
into it with his fingers as he's...
Or instead, he's very gently doing it, and he's talking to you very calmly, but he's 100% flexing all the time while he's doing it.
I
And
sent
he's
you
just like,
invite.
"Have you seen Fuyuhiko? I'm looking for him. I have business with him. He's part of the Yakuza. Have you heard of him?"
My team was rejected.
Flexing massively.
Wait, what?
Oh, I can't. I gotta
Just
change
imagine
their
this.
names.
Aaron, have you ever seen
Oh.
pictures of people aggressively gripping food?
I have aggressively looked through food before.
Like this. This is how I picture Ripped Monokuma handling your sandwich. There we go.
it wouldn't let me have their names. You'll see.
That is some thick food.
You'll see.
That is,
Alright,
well, not anymore. It used to be.
alright.
It is now
Yeah,
two
I
thick
mute. Throw a
foods.
headset. Game starting,
We got the deafening. And now we've got the game between Sam and Chase. Looks like we've got quite the team on Chase's side. Toxic Spikes with the Drapion, Genesect Special Attacker, the setup with Fiona, High Dragon as a back pocket, the wall with Gardevoir, and Entei because he's cool.
Yeah. Now, for the viewers at home, I know you can't see the Pokemon Showdown avatars of our competitors here, but Chase has opted to go with the black and white version of the fourth gym leader, Elise, or no, third, my apologies, the electric gym leader. Now, she's known to be a fashion leader within the Pokemon world, fashion model, sorry. And Robbie is actually, who is that? That looks like just a random ice like cave hiker dude.
Well, Chase, it looks like we actually got a Fiona set up into Genesect with Aqua Ring, and Genesect's download boosted his special attack. So it looks like Chase is already going for an early game setup, but not an all-in setup, more of a half setup to kind of vary into Robbie's team and disrupt him, while Chase can then set up for another Fiona High Dragon setup. And then he immediately destroys the Dragon-type Garchomp with 4 times weakness to Ice. Looks like Robbie did not think about that and didn't see it coming, because otherwise he would have switched out. Looks like Robbie's taking his time, thinking about what he's going to do next. And I imagine Chase feels like he's pretty much got this game figured out. Although Robbie isn't known to not have any tricks, he definitely has something up his pocket. As you can see, we have Frostlass, who's definitely going to set up the Hail Guard. And then we have Cotton Guard, what is her name again? Altaria.
Altaria.
Who can max out her defense in 2 turns with Cotton Guard, and with Frostlass's own Aurora Veil, plus Ice Beam. It looks like Robbie might just go for a wall with Altaria.
Genesect looking really scary here. He also has Giga Drain, so it's no question of whether or not he'll be able to sustain. He's sitting on top of an Electro Web and an Ice-type Techno Blast. So setting up Electro Web here would mean that any Pokemon that Chase switches in for the rest of the game would have its speed stat lowered upon entry, and Genesect would probably be able to outspeed at that point, or if not Genesect, then definitely Drapion. Endgame up. Speaking of Drapion,
well, it looks like Chase is giving up his Genesect bonuses, but makes sense because Frostlass can definitely handle Genesect, especially with what Robbie has planned next. So Chase is instead going to take this time to set up Toxic Spikes with Drapion, and Lugia is coming out. Lugia is Psychic Flying, which means that Genesect's Giga Drain shouldn't do too much to it, and Robbie also has the Decidueye to answer Genesect with his Giga Drain.
2 layers of Toxic Spikes now set on Robbie's side of the field. Super effective Crunch.
Does very little damage due to Lugia's natural bulk. However, that Toxic Spikes does mean that anyone Robbie sends out will be badly poisoned, which is a very heavy-hitting attack to anyone who wants to do a setup team, since that normally involves one Pokemon who is out for a long time, and that badly poisoned Toxic can really hamper that ability.
Yeah. Chase, switcheroo.
Well, giving him the Flame Orb to put to sleep the Pidgey. Now we have halved attack from the Lugia due to being burned, and Entei is sitting crispy at 23% health.
So, at this point, Chase's best bet might very well be to stall out Lugia here, or hope that Robbie switches and guarantee the poison coming back. Actually, no. Robbie no longer has to worry about poison for as far as Lugia is concerned because of that burn status. So
now Lugia's attack
that's a lot of damage.
He is a special attacker, which means that he doesn't really care too much about that. However, he is on a time limit due to that burn and not having any restorative moves. He does have extrasensory Aeroblast and Dragon Breath on his side with a paralyzed chance, a flinch chance, and the high crit ratio that is Aeroblast and its 95 accuracy.
Now this might have been where Electro Web could have come into play earlier in the game, giving Gardevoir a hope of outspeeding Lugia here, but unfortunately that's not the case. Lugia takes the burn damage and Gardevoir is gone.
Lugia is sitting at 32% health. Did you see how much damage burn was doing each turn, Sam?
I didn't catch it. It was probably somewhere in the ballpark of like 8 or so though. So
Chase does send out his Drapion.
Kind of curious to see what comes out here. Crunch.
He might be playing for Crunch.
There we go.
It's super effective. Getting rid of that setup. Looks like Chase managed to make the right play by burning Lugia with that Flame Orb, and then having him die over time, so Robbie could not set up with him.
No. Unfortunately, despite all that setup, Robbie actually came out behind in that trade. Manaphy here, poisoned already, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Oh, and Toxic Spike's been cleared.
Toxic Spikes has not been cleared, however, Defog has cleared the Toxic Spikes. So Altaria is fine. Altaria is also a flying type, which means that Altaria is not affected by Toxic Spikes.
Altaria flying above the spikes, but Defog, I didn't realize Defog cleared the spikes. I thought it was just stats.
It clears all terrain obstacles.
Huh, I learned something today.
Yes, sir. And thanks to Cotton Guard, Altaria can upgrade its defense. We see a MMO's level of stats on Manaphy with minus evasion, plus special attack speed, Aqua Ring, and a Toxic. This really is one crazy daddy game.
Here comes Charizard. Oh, Manaphy Baton passes out. Kind of curious to see what comes in here. Genesect inheriting everything except for poison. Now, as previously mentioned, Genesect does have an Ice-type Techno Blast here, so Decidueye doesn't really want to take the brunt of that, especially not with a special attack boost. But looks like he very well
He
could.
is locking in Genesect. He is not going to let Chase get any more setup on that Pokemon, but it might not need to matter since Genesect already seems to have quite a powerhouse under his belt with its own stats. Now keep in mind, Genesect does have a special attack stat of 295, multiplied by an extra 15% on top of that, with Aqua Ring on its back and defense.
That
Special
instant
defense.
injury, that Techno Blast crit anyway, so there really was no hope for that poor Decidueye, but
Now, Robbie does have for Alligator, however, Chase does have an Electro Web if he plans to do anything against him. My side of the stream is slowly cutting out, so it's hard for me to kind of stay up to date.
Genesect sustains with a Giga Drain there.
Yes, sir.
Superpower did a lot of damage, but especially with the attack drop subsequent of the attack, I don't think Feraligator's actually going to be able to get the knockout here this turn. Robbie's options really look limited. Best bet might very well be to clear the field with Altaria, but it might be too little too late. Let's see what happens here. Unsurprisingly, Feraligator faints, but
Genesect does get its health topped off with that stat buff from Aqua Ring, which is an infinite stat, an infinite layer on him, as well as his buffed attack. We do see the Frostlass come out. Robbie's probably trying to set up to deal with Genesect.
there's the Giga Drain, not doing very much damage, but Frostlass gets the Aurora Veil up. We have seen reverse sweeps in this tournament, so it's not impossible, especially with
the Memento coming out,
Memento
heavily reducing
Robbie.
Genesect's stats.
This could be Robbie's chance to clear this Genesect. Now, he still has that Hydreigon and Drapion to answer if he miraculously does get past this Genesect. But let's see it. Ice Beam only doing 10% health with that special defense increase from the Calm Mind that Manaphy or Fiona, whichever one, got off earlier this game. Technoblast doing another 38%. Altaria is alive for now, but not doing enough damage. If Robbie doesn't have an answer here, then it could very well just game 3.
Looks like this might just be game 3 since Genesect simply has too much damage for Robbie
my
to deal with.
God, I could not have played that worse.
Robbie could have sent out Decidueye, but he would have just died to Technoblade. Feraligator and Dragon Boy were already taken down. The Flying Altaria was completely dismantled by not having anything to counter Decidueye, and Frostlass was not a damager. Robbie was simply beaten by Chase's one natural wall.
No, I gotta tell you what really screwed me over was when I let my Pidgey die. I seriously didn't. I didn't think Drapion was as fast as he is.
No, you don't have the shit. You see, that's where you and I differ, Robbie. I always know who's going first because I always look at the sheet.
Well, I wasn't thinking. I honestly thought that Drapion was like a 190 speed kind of person.
Nice. 248, I think.
248.
Yeah.
Something I've noticed is that a lot of Pokemon that seem slow are surprisingly fast, and a lot of Pokemon that seem like they should be fast aren't all that fast.
I was like, I'll just one-shot him before I die. And then I can switch to my Frostlass and use Healing Wish.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, that's super. I
and that
don't
was my
think
Nikon too.
I don't think the superpower was game, but
It definitely hurt.
I think what was
yeah.
really game was your Genesect setup with Aqua Ring and the damage boost.
No,
Yeah.
because okay, if I had the the Pidgey still, I would have been able to kill him. But I just let it die because I didn't realize how fast Drapion was.
And which one was your Pidgey again?
Lugia.
Yeah. What sucks is that he got Toxic Spikes up. You did defog the Toxic Spikes, but you did end up paying for it in the end. We saw that you had a crazy Lugia actual setup with 2.5 attack, special defense, and it was insane. But then you were swiftly dismantled.
I had a counter for that with the switcheroo on Inte.
Well, I was
You
just
guys
getting
can-
killing with shit.
Just a second. I have to
And I
go
just didn't.
queue a spam post in somebody else's call. I'll be right back.
But no, I was prepared for that. I'm like, okay, I fire orb Lugia, then just stall out with Gardevoir.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean,
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna take 2 hits to kill Gardevoir, but
Yeah, she was my tankiest with special.
if I
You watched the
If
Family
I-
Guy clip, Aaron.
had just switched to Frostlass, trying to one-shot Drapion, who's faster than me, I probably could have won that.
I don't know, Doc. It might have been real butter. Your husband.
I think that was just a
murdered 12
deciding-
children.
Your
husband
husband murdered 3 children.
Not a
I
win.
can't-
Still an
I can't
uphill
believe-
battle for me.
Yeah. I'm glad our names are the same length, Robbie.
Why?
Okay, Bubba.
Because I can just switch our names on the thing without having to like move them.
I've done worse. I replaced Peter's I can't believe it's not butter with real butter.
Alright.
Dude, that's gotta be like the best Family Guy clip to ever exist.
It's such a mundane thing. And he killed 3 children over it.
Aaron, did you watch that that Egyptian video that I sent you by any chance?
No.
Oh, like just the first, oh my gosh,
look at the text,
there's a
but-
certain part of it.
Speaking of
Pharaoh.
Egyptian, you know, released another Egyptian style abridged episode.
Yes, dude, it's been actually 2 full years. I thought that he was just done with it. I
Me
really
too. And then apparently it was supposed to come out in 2019.
Oh my gosh. It was pretty funny, actually. I love it. Have you
There we
watched
go.
it?
Yeah, I did. It was great.
Oh my gosh. Let me give you the heart of the giant idiot. It reminds me of one of my dearest friends, and it's literally just a picture of Joey.
I'm so sad about how much he dicks on Joey because Joey's actually my favorite character of like that anime. Because like he's like the character that no one believed in, and he literally became one of the top 3 duelists.
Have you seen that clip from 5Ds where they were like, they had like a cutaway gag with Joey's like cousin or something? Let me find the clip real quick.
Also, where'd you send me it? Where'd you send me the thing?
Discord.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
Here, let me also send you. This is like a 5-second clip, and it's really funny. Oh, it's 10 seconds. My bad. But
I see you with that.
Yeah,
I remember
I
that.
want to have to look.
I remember that.
That's
Because
so-
I watched 5Ds. 5Ds is actually really good. It's actually really good.
I'll have to watch it. I watched all of Zexel, which was a little.
I did not
That's
get
good.
the Zexel, dude. I
Bro.
kind of stopped caring about Zexel. a
Bro,
lot.
where did you stop when you when you were watching Zexel?
I stopped like right after they finished fighting the dudes from Zexel's world or whatever, or Aster's world.
Astral's World. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know that there are aliens, and that children's card game cards came from aliens, but
I think the best part is that the origin of children's card game cards changes drastically every single Yu-Gi-Oh anime.
it wasn't the ancient Egyptians, it was aliens. Well, actually, I guess it was the ancient Egyptians. It just also happened to be aliens.
All I'm saying is that the backs of the cards used to just be solid brown with an oval, and now they're these really cool
Ooh.
vortex backgrounds.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
Yeah, it also means that they're not the same game. One of them is made by Chad Egyptians. The other one is made by aliens.
Now, is your favorite character Shark by any chance?
No.
Well, what if I told you that Shark is indeed your favorite character, and he too is actually an alien, but his memories were erased, so he didn't know that he was an alien?
That's so stupid. That is so stupid. What? Shark's gonna think he is right. Shark is the freaking
He's the jerk, dude. He had number 17 in the first episode.
yeah, he had
Leviathan.
Leviathan.
And then
Shark
he gets Shark Drake later.
Wait a minute, Beyblade rival. Who is the rival in Beyblade? Beyblade Metal Master.
Are you talking about the white-haired guy with El Drago, or are you talking about something else?
Nope, he's not a rival. He's an antagonist. But
Okay,
I'm talking
my
about the dude with Wolf.
Oh, Leon.
Leon, yeah. Shark was supposed to be Leon.
But he was just a jerk all the time.
Shark was supposed to be like the Leon and the Vegeta of that anime, but instead he was just an alien.
And then he becomes an alien, and Yuma duels him in the end, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I have to do." He's like, so when he learns that he was actually an alien all along, right? Instead of like logically concluding, you know what, I've developed bonds with my human friends, and I should stay loyal to them. He's like, all right, guess I'm an alien now, fighting with the aliens that I've been fighting against this whole time.
And that's so dumb. It's like, no, your prior memories did not just disappear when you get your old ones back. You still have those. Don't just, like, if he's gonna do anything, at least just claim neutrality.
Yeah, and then in the end, like in the climactic fight, because the last fight is Yuma versus him, right? He ends up like,
I can't say it, but you know what I'm thinking.
So that was funny. It's gosh, I enjoyed that. It was an absolute mess, and I fully embraced that. It was pretty freaking funny.
I was kind of like, I don't know, man. 5Ds was a pretty great one.
Card games on motorcycles.
Like, that's the meme, but like, it's probably the most like story-driven of them all. As weird as that is to say for a show about children's card games.
I love the concept, right? Because up until then, so you had classic Yu-Gi-Oh, which was the base game with some ritual summoning in there and a little bit of fusion summoning, with different villains based on different archetypes. Then you get into GX, right?
Where it's heavily theme-based.
Yeah, you had a lot of themes, and you really like doubled down hard on the concept of fusion summoning, right?
Yep. And then there was.
And 5Ds finally introduces something new, right? You got synchro summoning.
I never really got into synchro summoning. I liked XC's summoning way more, just because it was way more accessible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But then you have to deal with Zexal.
Yeah.
And Shark, not a rival, and an alien.
An alien. And then whatever pendulum summoning happened, it was just really, really swift from there. And now we're on the link summoning and whatever the frick's happening. But...
So a few things I want to note is one, there is one Yu-Gi-Oh anime where like the main character is just like where he's very, what is it? He's like the, I don't even know, Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh.
The one where he looks like he's a space, like he's a cyborg or something, or the one that looks like an actual circus clown?
The one where he looks like from Zexal, but older and less of a whiny b-boy.
Is he?
He's from the sixth version.
Brains, right?
Brains, yeah, Brains.
Yep.
That one. I want to watch that one, but I don't.
Good pick.
Honestly, I'm down. So, the draft that we've been neglecting has actually been progressing quite rapidly here. Finally, we see a Decidueye ban, as well as a Gallade and Torterra ban. All three Pokemon that we've seen be major pieces of trouble in the last few games. Of course, our very standard Blissey ban. If I'm being perfectly honest, I could leave that to a gentleman's agreement at this point. Drapion, however, Hydreigon, and Fione all banned from Robbie's side. Again, Pokemon that Chase has been pretty reliant on thus far. We see the Empoleon, Roserade, and Toxicroak picks. I myself am personally a huge fan of Toxicroak. I think he's quite versatile in his...
I agree, his cross chop is amazing.
Well, when it hits.
When it hits, it's a hell of a move, right, Sam?
Luxray and Gardevoir, and finally Dusknoir. Dusknoir got past the ban phase, which is something that hasn't happened in this matchup quite yet. I, for one, am very curious to see what comes of that. But we have the Gardevoir from last time, who, when we've seen played, hasn't really been able to get away with much as of yet. But maybe this game will be different and a little bit more set up to protect that Gardevoir and facilitate its sweeping potential, as evidenced by the Clawitzer and Hydreigon bans. Hydreigon not being a huge problem for Gardevoir, but Clawitzer being a different story. Not to mention Dusknoir, if I'm not mistaken, Dusknoir, however the frick you say his name.
Dusknoir is correct. It's just Noir with Dusk in front of it.
So, Dusknoir with Curse?
He has Pain Split.
Pain Split, I see. Both being very helpful here. Marowak ban. Now, at face value, Marowak really only seems to be a problem for Luxray on Robbie's current team, which kind of begs the question, where is he going with this? Who does he want on his team that would not like to see this Marowak? And the same goes for Chase's ban of Metagross. I'm kind of wondering, with Typhlosion being such a major player, I wouldn't imagine Metagross being a huge threat, as neither player banned Typhlosion, but it doesn't look like either of them are particularly planning on picking him given these bans. So, very, very curious.
I'm surprised that we have a Rose Raid out on the field. We have a water type, a poison fighting type, and a grass poison type. So it looks like Chase is kind of leaning into the area of poison, water, and grass, as those are his three main stats. And you just have a steel typing in there with Empoleon. You see the Order ban and the Regirock ban, two very similar Pokemon, as they both have legs and arms. Neither of which can be used to pick up anything.
Or to R34.
Well, I'm happy about that.
Do it, Chase.
Don't do it,
I left
Chase.
it open for you. Do it.
This is clearly a bait, but will Chase take it?
Will Chase take the bait? Has Robbie read too much into this?
This is just gonna be.
Perhaps the announcers
gonna end up being a
interfering
counter
with the
pick.
draft.
Yes, perhaps Robbie shouldn't have started this and should have kept on talking about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh yeah.
No,
But
they
they-
actually like released like a protagonist pack like recently. I don't know. That I was looking like around Christmas time to see if there was like something that maybe my brothers and I would like opening up together.
Fuck, I actually need it.
Oh man.
Let me see if I can
I actually did not want them, but
Now, Chase has set up Omastar. Does Omastar block out Curse with Defog?
Oh, that's a good question. I think you just have to switch. I don't.
switching does that.
Okay. Also, I mean Haze. Sorry.
I have no idea.
Let's see.
Oh, also, Robbie, did you know that there was a final season to GX that was never aired in the West, and it actually deals with like Jaden handling depression?
What the fudge?
Yeah, because Jaden literally became, at the end of the series, he became the best duelist and had nothing left to gain or left to do. So the last season was him just dealing with the fact that it's lonely at the top and there's nowhere left to go.
Gosh,
It's pretty cool.
that's really funny.
Such
Oh,
a
it's like
weird
you
concept,
dead by the
but
time GX starts? Oh wait, no. The Pharaoh goes back to like.
Pharaoh goes back to ye olden times, and Yugi grows up to become modern Pharaoh.
So what, is Yugi just like dead during GX or something? Like,
No, Yugi's alive. Remember back in like the first episode of GX when Jaden bumps into this mysterious figure with a Karibo.
with a Karibo. I've actually never seen GX, but like,
Well, in episode 1, Jaden on his way because he's late to Duel Academy because you gotta go to school to learn how to play card games with your friends, chilling in the schoolyard. Anyway, so
I thought that you just went to school to get isekai'd. I'm
this
on my way,
isn't
Mom.
isekais. Sam, don't you understand? Yu-Gi-Oh is an isekai. No, I mean, think about
Shadow
all the
Realm.
times- Let's talk about all the real times that they were isekai in like series 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh.
I thought I had what I wanted,
They went
and then like
to-
I saw something else, and I'm like, oh, that would be good too. And now I
they
don't.
went to virtual reality. They ended up half isekaiing with the Orichalcos arc, and they isekai'd in the final arc when they went to the Egyptian times.
There's also that duel with Pegasus and Yami or whatever. Like they were in the Shadow Realm or whatever.
Yep.
2 of them.
All I'm saying is Yu-Gi-Oh was the original isekai.
Dude, this is so stupid. Like this is the thing I was talking about. It's called dual power, right? And it comes with it's $30. You get a game mat, an alternate art Dark Magician, Hero Neos, Stardust Dragon, Utopia, Pendulum Dragon, and Decode Talker, right? So 6 cards, okay? And then 6 packs with 5 cards in each of them. So that's 36 cards. That's almost $1 a card for this set.
They better be freaking rare.
And
Like, something I've kind of learned as I grew up is, man, dude, card games are overpriced.
they very much are. But
And now they're former gambling.
They do. Be
Hell yeah, we love gambling. Go gamble, kids.
Wait,
Right, so how many of us are watching the stream right now?
I think it's just you guys. I mean, I am streaming into Discord, so you guys don't have delay for the showdown. I think Sam has been taking advantage of that.
I have them.
Oh, that's why. Because
Yeah.
because I have stream open. I guess Robbie does. Sam, do you have stream open?
I have Twitch. I have the Twitch stream running, but I'm also watching Chase's Discord.
So literally all 3 of us are watching Chase's stream.
What?
I'm not even watching my stream.
Well, I mean, to be
God.
fair, it's your stream.
Yeah.
Alright, I think this is the guy.
These best of 3s are really gonna have long upload times.
Better of the 2. You can cut out those 10 minutes where I just spent deciding between 2 people.
True. Nah, but I upload them straight from Twitch.
So if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be the first actual round 3 in a best of 3 in this tournament. So
I wonder why.
I accept, though.
It's also the second best of 3 as well.
Yeah.
I guess I should probably close out of your other Discord stream.
No, don't close out of any streams.
screen sheet.
I don't
No,
know
there's
if
no
you're actually
way.
streaming from there, but
It's just the spectator.
Let's
Okay.
see. Does it grow?
Nah, man, that's his cousin, Jesse Wheeler.
It gets bigger when I pull on it.
Welcome to the world of feminine love. It's slippery when wet.
Dude, all I'm saying is when I was watching 5Ds, I remember hearing, no, that's his cousin, Jesse Wheeler. And I was like, that's in
Okay.
the show?
I think I have mine.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
Alright.
Like, dude, I'm just saying, Joey Wheeler is absolutely my favorite character. He has the coolest deck because it doesn't really have any theme to it. It just has a bunch of awesome monsters. And
Oh, you know what I forgot to do?
literally the person that no one expects
Last
to get
pick.
anywhere. Like,
Pick
he's
one
just
right
a
there.
side character. And he somehow becomes, like, good enough to rival the King of Games and Kaiba.
Bro,
I'm
Joey Wheeler's an absolute fucking unit. Don't ever disrespect my man's.
And that's why I'm really sad that little Karibo just keeps on dissing him. Like, but he's such an awesome character.
We're
Like,
flying somewhere in California. But
Like,
wait.
freaking Kaiba is, you know, the rich a-hole millionaire or whatever rival. You have the protagonist, which is Yugi, which is just the I'm going to win 95% of the time, and I am the king of games. He is that protagonist. And then there's Joey Wheeler, which is just the friend. He's just there, but he is good enough through actual training, not through having a god, or not god, but a pharaoh with control over 3 gods inside of his necklace, or by having a huge company. He's just a dude who likes the game and has gotten better at it on his own skill. He has no one that he's standing on.
So did you guys prefer Tristan Taylor when he was a robot, a monkey, or himself? I'm personally choosing the monkey, but I mean...
I do like the monkey Tristan Taylor.
Why did I look up Tristan Taylor on Google Images? I'm sorry. And find images of George Floyd. That has nothing to do with children's card games, but is an important symbol. So,
did you know that Tristan Taylor is like the worst character in the entire show?
True. His favorite card is the Cyber Commander. It has 750 attack.
All right, Chiefs, let's get this. Let's fucking do it.
Refresh.
The Cyber Commander. But
Alright.
this?
Go like have fun.
Have fun. We have the final match of round 3.
Chase, who are you throwing out first?
Semi-finals.
Pikachu.
I have Pikachu. You don't have Pikachu.
I have Pikachu.
This whole set.
Anyways,
Someone makes the question, holy crap, what am I gonna do? But
The Cyber Commander is a level 2 monster with 750 attack, 700 defense, dark type, with absolutely no synergies and no effect.
yeah, no, he's not part of an archetype. He doesn't have an effect. He doesn't fuse in anything. He's just
He is Tristan Taylor's favorite card. We have Roserade and the one and only Ghastly coming out as Dusk Noir on Robbie's side.
I just want to go back to the simple days of Jerry Bean's man sweeps, but whatever.
I want to go back to the simple days of Killer Bean Forever.
Oh, that was such a good movie, and I'm so glad that they're continuing it. Little animation things.
Roserade sets up Toxic Spikes on Dusk Noir. Dusk Noir seems to have already set up some damage on Roserade.
Interestingly, only 1 layer of Toxic Spikes left, though, so if Roserade... There we go. There's a switch.
Omastar set up, and we got Poltergeist
Nice.
by
Tripping armor.
Dusk Noir. This causes Omastar's ability to activate, doubling his speed at the cost of 1 stage of defense. But Omastar might set up with another set of spikes, as that is part of his kit. And Dusk Noir does set up with spikes. And we get Poltergeist taking him down by Dusk Noir.
Unfortunately, Chase loses his Omastar here. He has 1 set of Toxic Spikes and 1 set of normal spikes that at face value won't do very much, but as the game progresses, if you can force some switches, we'll put in a lot of effort, a lot of work, a lot of damage. We see Sandstorm coming out. So Sandstorm is set, lots of dot damage, potentially, if... Ooh.
We have the Curse from Dusk Noir. We got the Whirlwind from Landorus to get that spike set up going. But now Landorus is going to be losing a quarter of his health every turn. Although, when you look at it, we already have a quarter of the Gardevoir's health being taken down, and she's poisoned. So I think Chase is willing to take that sacrifice.
All Chase has to do is click the Whirlwind button, and suddenly Robbie's Pokemon are losing a substantial amount of their health without really being able to do anything in return.
Well, Whirlwind does have -6 priority, so there is that. However, what Chase really should be looking to do is setting up for a second set of Toxic Spikes, because while they are powerful, they are better in pairs than they are alone.
For sure. That badly poisoned status
It's significant.
incrementing damage every single turn as opposed to doing a flat rate makes it much more potent.
Makes setting up virtually impossible. And on top of that, we also have Empoleon, who is immune to poison in case Robbie does have any tricks up his sleeve to twist that around. We got some thinking up in the fight here. Chase is taking his time. Robbie's taking
His outs, if you will.
They're really taking their time with this movement. Now with Empoleon, it's important to note that he does have the moves Brine, Ice Beam, Water Spout, and Brick Break. And Water Spout is a move that does more damage based on your HP. The higher Empoleon's HP is, the more damage it'll do, so Chase might be thinking to get that off before he loses its chance.
As a steel type, he doesn't have to worry about the sand stream, but
And there we see the water sport taking down
ooh,
the actual Gardevoir.
with poison this turn. Yep.
And there goes Gardevoir down. That is now Robbie's first Pokemon down, and we've already got the Sandstorm, Toxic Spikes, and Spikes affecting Robbie's very own Luxray.
Empoleon not going to mind the Intimidate too terribly much here. Probably just looking to switch out into a more safe Pokemon like Landorus here.
Landorus most likely looking to get out another. Ooh, that was a really smart switch out from Chase. He was expecting the Thunder type super effective hit and switched out to Ground type Landorus to affect it. Now Chase is already setting up a Trick Room to get that speed boost, and we see Robbie taking some major poison damage, already down to 50% without even taking a hit from Chase's side.
Now, I wouldn't be too terribly surprised if Clefairy... What's that Pokemon's name? The pink one.
Clefairy.
It is Clefairy, okay. I always...
It's Clefairy.
Dang it.
My bad. We have the Crunch coming out trying to take down Landorus, but unfortunately Chase also saw that. Looks like Robbie's really getting red right now as Chase has switched into two aggressive typings against Robbie, and Robbie is just getting eaten alive by that poison.
Well, known to be a formidable wall here. Here comes Charizard.
Charizard is immune to spikes due to them being on the ground and Charizard being a flying type. However, Chase does go first thanks to that Trick Room.
Curious to see how much longer Trick Room here is going to last, but...
Now we have the Empoleon switch out in order to tank the Fire Blast.
Oh!
Because Empoleon is a steel typing, it will not take resisted damage. However, Chase thought ahead with the Wish and was able to get Empoleon back up to 70% from, I believe, is at 30% after taking a Fire Blast. Or 20% rather.
Very big moves here. Now, even though not much came of that whole exchange, Robbie is still stalling out the Trick Room here, so it's not at a total loss. Granted, as long as Landorus is sitting in the back of Chase's party, there's always the potential that the Trick Room could be set again. So,
looks like Chase's idea is probably to get Empoleon out at 100% HP in order to set up for a Water Spout, as that move does 150 damage when you're at max HP. With 100 accuracy and stab, that is an incredibly powerful move, which can really do so much damage without even benefiting from any stat changes.
I wouldn't be too surprised to see Chase switch into Landorus here to reset the sand and to set up towards Empoleon, gaining full health again. But on the flip side, Empoleon might just choose to tank its HP in exchange for maybe trying to chip some damage away at. Ooh, but the Fire Blast
did miss.
Oh,
Chase
that
with
very
that Water Spout.
unfortunate. My
I would
goodness.
say that Empoleon probably wouldn't get anything off of Water Spout as Charizard was not
low
getting
HP.
20%. However, thanks to that missed Fire Blast, Chase was able to actually land that high damage Water Spout.
Really unfortunate. Robbie made the right call keeping Charizard in and just clicking Fire Blast, but unfortunately the RNG comes in.
That 15% really does bite you when you least expect it.
So,
Alright, now we have Garchomp on Robbie's side. He is going to be poisoned, Spikes at 88% HP, so he's already coming in at a heavy disadvantage. Now, the thing is that Empoleon's resistant to Dragon-type moves, but Garchomp is neutral to Water-type thanks to his Dragon typing, but downside of his Ground typing. Now Chase is going to swap into Landorus, or the Sandstorm, and that's not going to do anything to Garchomp. However, Garchomp is going to take end-of-turn Poison, and then switch through Whirlwind. Landorus is going to pull out Dusk Noir, taking an instant 30% from Sandstorm, Spikes, and Poison. Really a massive turn for Chase. Without even doing any damage, he was able to pull out one of Robbie's backliners and just put him through the ringer. I don't see Dusk Noir living very much. Robbie might just end up giving up Dusk Noir.
a big poltergeist there, expecting the switch.
Yep,
Robbie's
it looks
only
like
choice at this point is to either sack his Dusk Noir or switch into Shaman. Here we are.
He does have Shaman, and Shaman, I believe, does have the ability to get rid of.
Status elements?
He does not have the ability to. So Shaman has actually Light Screen and Sunny Day, aside from Memento and Healing Wish. So Shaman's most likely looking to set up for either Garchomp or Luxray, or is looking to heal with Grassy Terrain. Now the downside is that heal is mitigated by the constant ticking poison. Robbie really did get destroyed by that, as at the end of the day, that poison does destroy any hope of setups, and Chase actually sees this opportunity to toss in Roserade and get off a free Taps Deadly Poison. Now, we do get the Healing Wish on Dusknoir, bringing him up to max HP. However, he's immediately brought down to 88% with Poison stacked, so there is a lot right there. Now, if I were personally Chase, I would sacrifice Roserade for that Deadly Poison, as it destroys any stank potential Robbie has and forces him to stay on the defensive and switch out rapidly.
You never know, one turn can really swing the momentum, even if Robbie looks like he's incredibly behind right now. You gotta keep in mind that. Oh, here comes Landorus. Who is it? Poltergeist might get the knockout. Right.
Most likely for a Whirlwind. Now, let me make sure. Dusknoir's speed stat is showing up as 207. Meanwhile, Roserade's speed stat.
Oh, get one last Shadow Sneak in, but it's not quite enough. Landorus just Healing Wishes out. He's done his job, and in comes Toxicroak now at full health, and that's bad news
Very
for Rocky.
powerful Pokemon right there. Now, Roserade does have less speed than Dusknoir, so it makes sense that Chase did swap out. And the missed Poltergeist.
Oh.
And it did gain 6% HP from from Grassy Terrain, but it's still getting outpounded by that 12% poison damage. Now he is trying to Sucker Punch, but he didn't expect
Pain Split.
Pain Split. This is actually a huge play for Robbie, as it means that he can keep staying alive the more HP Chase has. However, it's good for stalling, it's not good for winning. So Robbie's going to still have to come up with another plan if he wants to win this. He does bring Toxicroak down to 1% with Poltergeist and poisons him. Chase only has one turn left out of Toxicroak unless he switches out. And what is Chase's plan? Now keep in mind Toxicroak is faster, so Chase did get a Sucker Punch off. Now he is going to die to Shadow Sneak, but we will also just see Dusknoir go down due to that poison.
20%. That's brutal.
Alright, Robbie's got two Pokemon left with Garchomp and Luxray. Chase has his second Roserade, and Empoleon. Roserade does regenerate health off of Switch In, going up to 53%, but he's still poisoned, and Roserade is primed ready to set up another Toxic Spikes. He does expect that he can take the next Luxray move, and instead go for an offensive Leaf Storm to just get rid of Luxray. All that's left is Garchomp, and Chase is most likely just going for a finisher. Probably not going to switch out, as there isn't really any need. He's going to sacrifice Roserade so that he can get an even switch in and reset the priority.
So, in comes Empoleon. Whoever moves first here, that's huge.
Bulldoze does not kill Empoleon. Empoleon Ice Beam does kill Garchomp. And
let's go!
For the set.
Good game, gentlemen.
Now the winner of this fight is Chase. Very close, down to the wire. Robbie almost had it, but unfortunately the spike setup is just proving to be too strong in this setup.
Man, those two misses just fucked me.
Those hurt.
Hey, I missed the fucking gunk shot, so...
The gunk shot wouldn't have done shit.
It would have killed you.
Yeah, no, that Fire Blaster... Okay. Charizard stayed in, used Fire Blast, right? That would have been totally fine. Empoleon wouldn't have been able to do anything afterwards, right? I was thinking maybe you would try and read it and like hit Ice Beam instead, but you actually went for Water Sport, right?
Yeah.
Water Spout. If the
Fire Blast hit me, that screwed me over.
Yeah,
But-
if I
I
had
think
lost
you
you
would've
would
lost
have
your
not killed the water port, and you would have gotten a free kill on you, or you would just have to switch out.
That changes the tide of the whole game right there. Because
That's-
if Polygon went on and did.
That's called big dick energy right there.
And the poltergeist.
Oh,
And the
fine.
poltergeist. The poltergeist that would have killed.
All right, Sam, I do want to show you.
Instead,
my-
I end up fucking trading 1 for 1.
Show away.
I will